All right, all right. Welcome to Elden Ring Part 6. Looks like the stream is up and running. So, since last time, I adjusted the resolution of my game. I upped it a bit to match my OBS canvas resolution. So, this might be more taxing on my graphics card. So, we'll keep an eye out for any graphics hiccups. I also have integrated a Twitch chat into an overlay so that I can read chat without turning my head, and therefore allow my laptop to naturally go to sleep. It won't show up in the stream. Now, I could add it to OBS as well, but I'll kind of wait to see what things look like before I change OBS to have the chat box. All right. And the last thing was I've learned that where is the items? So I've learned that these things are pronounced shadow tree. So it's deriving from or playing with Old English pronunciation, similar to Everjail's, the Gaol being pronounced jail. So that makes sense. Realm of Shadow, Shadow Tree, all that good stuff. There was also something else. Oh, and I've also since looked at the Church of Americas in the base game. And I was wrong when I thought that these were different because the base game had America in the martyr position, like on the effigy. No, this is the same statue of America that is in the base game. So the effigy of the martyr is just a separate pose of America. Oh, hey, there's something underneath here. Or is that just the way I got up here? I'm not sure. I think we'll find out. And there was some discussion, I remember, from a lore perspective about the effigy of the martyr being present across the lands between. Because how widely was it known that Marika was imprisoned after shattering the Elden Ring? Oh wow, I need to take a screenshot of this. So now with the upped resolution, all these screenshots are going to look better too. I don't know why I didn't do this before, quite frankly. So the game presents it that Marika has been trapped since shattering the Elden Ring by the Greater Will, with the Elden Beast and Radagon being used as the way to trap her. So who really knows about that? Seemingly no one, and yet that's where I started, I guess. And yet there are these effigies with that image of her. So that was a curious observation. Anyway, they have the same America statue in the churches here as in the lands between, so that just further creates a connection that this was another world that America had influence over, where things went wrong. Mikolas tried to step in as an alternative or something. I'm pretty sure that's where I began, like the very... When you touch Mikola and are sent to Shadow Realm. I think it's in down there. How did we not notice that there was a gap? Okay, so I did explore, like, everything. I didn't go up top. Okay, so before I go back down and am forced to run all the way around, I guess there's a site of grace there. Let's go back and take the path back up. So one of my favorite things, even though I didn't take advantage of it there, is that if you're just moving at speed with Torrent and you break a skull, you can get the rune without having to change direction or slow down. So, I mean, it just makes it easier that you don't have to, like, go out of your way to collect items. Hey, it's a pig. What did I ever do to you? I did nothing to you. Are you a bear? Hey, you are a bear. But you're a small one. Still pretty tough. Beast horn. Sweet. Alright, let's take a look at Beast Horn. Horn suffused with spirituality, material used for crafting items, found by hunting horned beasts of the realm of shadow. The crucible has a particularly strong influence on the beasts of the realm of shadow, causing many to grow horns despite the characteristics of the species. That's the first time I've actually seen the crucible. So that's going to be something. Has a strong influence on the beasts and causes them to grow horns. So growing horns was also something that marked the Omen, who in the lands between, under the Greater Will and the Golden Order, Omen were shunned from society, and royal Omen like Moog and Moog and Margit. What's Margit's proper name? Morgott. They were, cast out and all that stuff. So I wonder if there's a relationship between the Crucible and Omens. So I can actually see some performance degradation as a result of the bump to resolution. But it's not so bad right now. So we'll stick with it. We'll see what happens when there's like more enemies on screen, stuff to render at this new resolution. So it does seem like I could jump onto that narrow ledge, but it doesn't seem like attempting that would actually yield anything of interest. Which isn't very Souls-like. In Souls games, they tend to reward you for doing risky, platforming moves. So I'm not going to attempt it now, but it might be something I look into. And now the reason we're here, a shack. What are you? Another pig that's going to attack me? Alright, I have a suspicion I'm going to be invaded at this shack. It's a painting. Still could be invaded. So they call this Artist Shack, just like in the base game in Limgrave. Incursion. Sweet. So there's a land bridge and then a view of it from underneath with one of those arch ruin things. Yeah, I feel like I've seen this. Not from the angle here, but I think I know. I think the land bridge is in the central main area early on. You could probably see it from up here. Wow. Glorious. Absolutely glorious. Sit down and soak in the view. Now that's a screenshot. Land bridge. Well, maybe I didn't see it, but there's a lot of... Maybe it's that. There's a lot of things that have the potential to be a land bridge because there's a lot of elevation changes with cliff sides and all that. So I guess the highest thing... Alright, so there's like a shadow tower, like a shadow city all the way up there. That's probably like the final boss. And there's another one over there. Not as shadowy or as tall as whatever that is. The crumbling at the top gives me Farum Azula vibes. I wonder if the history of Farum Azula is going to be some part of this game. So, reminiscence of a painting titled Incursion. I like that they call the item a reminiscence because the actual painting is left on the map. And what we're carrying in our inventory is a reminiscence, like a memory that we saw this painting. And that's just a nice little touch of detail. So this is also another mention of last moments of those welcomed to death's embrace. So that wasn't... The previous description wasn't unique to the subject of that painting. It might apply more broadly to this whole world. Cool. Okay, so we have explored all this, and if we went back to the start, I don't really know what that would buy us. Maybe just confirmation that this is all connected. So I don't think you were supposed to drop down that. You were probably just supposed to see that enemy. Though, where they placed that message, there is enough of a lip there to be able to probably safely drop down, but I was expecting it to be more forgiving because I thought it was an intended path down, but it was not. Yeah, so this is the first time I'm going to have to journey across the map to get my runes. Do you do anything? So, it's daytime now. And that shadow, and that like ghostly area is not there. So, those ghostly headstones. So, that might be something. Is this where I fell? Don't... You know, pigs, I'm trying to find my runes. I don't particularly want to do this. But if you're gonna annoy me... Great, so my runes were put where the bear is. Hey, buddy. I love their coloring. The touches of red and like goldish yellow. That's really cool. So I tried to go down here, which I guess was unnecessary. Should I attempt to jump? If only I had a jumping off. No bloodstain ahead. Jumping required, so... Like required or just like for fun? Like is there an item? Or is it just like... prove your worth? Let's try once. Okay, now what? I could jump there, but again, to no purpose. Uh-oh. Oh no. Are my runes going to be on top of that thing now? Oh no. They might be goners. I mean, obviously I'm going to try and get them. It's an addiction. Like, I'm over-leveled. I got a character who did like 100% of the base game and did not proceed to New Game Plus but came to the DLC. So I have no need of like all these extra levels that my character has. And yet I am clinging to this idea of recovering my runes. You do get pretty good at making peace with it, though. Like, my second playthrough, where I did a lot of co-op, which got me just bunches of runes that really didn't know what to do with. I got pretty good at not caring at some point, but since this is new content, I'm like, back in that mode. Okay. Hey, what are you gonna do, Piggy? Alright, so that's, at this point I'm just looking for a safe way down because I don't think there's items. Yeah, sure, well done, but there's nothing here. Alright. I'm all for fun platforming challenges, but, like, you know, there's no purpose to it. Am I missing something? I don't think so. This looks safe enough to fall. It is. What about you, though? I probably did see that, but just forgot I saw it. Hooray! Did I get more of these? Alright. I'm stronger. I did want to check out that armor I got last time. Oathseeker. I kind of rushed looking into it last time, and I also said I would consider changing my armor off camera. Now, it's certainly weaker and lighter, but it kind of looks cool. And, you know, really armor is about looks. Ah. I also like the Mesmer soldier armor. It's a pretty good night look. Alright, let's go with that. Nothing is flowing, though. Like, everything's so rigid. No cape. No cloak. You are fun. The drawing distance is quite limited. In fact, I seem to be running kind of beyond, like faster than it's drawing in some cases. You can come after me, but so both of these guys are still here.
In battle.
I believe you.
I urge you, as long as you abide by it.
Yeah, I think my graphics card is struggling to keep up. Okay, so last time I didn't get this far up this way. Is this the same guy? Hey, blacksmith?
You must be the Tarnished. I am Ansbach, formerly in service to Lord Moog.
Whoa.
But now, like you, another soul guided by kindly Mikola. I'm hardly the steady hand I once was. My fighting days are far behind me, which is why I have chosen to dedicate myself to investigation, to discern Tender Mikola's ultimate purpose. I'd rather not volunteer service to a new master unless I know that I can be of use. May I request a service of you?
Sure.
6 crosses, identical to this one, have been discovered in these lands.
I got the map.
They are akin to Tender Mikola's footprints, or gravestones, which mark what he's left behind.
You don't have to call him that.
If you discover any more crosses, be certain to tell me. I presume you, too, are keen to know just what kind Mikola is doing here.
Yeah, I suppose I will tell you. So there's a couple things about him that I find interesting. One is that he was in service to Lord Moog. In and of itself, that's interesting, but also one of the other guys back there, I should start remember their names so I can refer to them more accurately. But at the first cross, one of the guys was in service to Radon, and this guy's Moog. And I don't think I kind of have a feeling that this pattern's going to continue, and NPCs will have been of service to the other Empyreans or children of America. I don't think Moog wasn't an Empyrean, but children of America. So maybe there's going to be something like, you know, they had an investment in the dynasty through America. And now that that's all gone, they're seeking out Mikola as like the last possible option for continuity. And they're referring to him as like kindly Mikola and all that. Tender Mikola. So they seem genuine in their desire. This guy, though, gives me vibes of Sir Gideon, where he wants me to report back this information and, you know, promises to tell me what he knows. But there might be like an ulterior motive to his pursuit of knowledge. We'll see. With Sir Gideon, it was obvious from the start because he was also tarnished. So, you know, you could assume the first time you met him, and I think he talks about it too, that he's trying to become Elden Lord like all tarnished are. He's called to it. So, two tarnished trying to become Elden Lord, at some point there's going to be conflict. It's not clear if this guy is going to have conflict with me, but I feel like there's something about him.
If you discover any more, be certain to, I presume you too. Just what kind?
Okay, so I don't have to like... Carved words coalesce. I abandon here a part of the flesh of my body. That's same thing the other one said, I think.
If you discover, be certain to tell me. I presume just
Okay,
what...
so nothing new if I like touch new crosses. Alright, the Empyrean Blood Virgin. That seems to be good to get. Alright, what about you?
Hello there. Together, we work. Together. For Mikola the Kind. Many things we have found.
Except language. Oh! Cool. Sealed spirit springs. Tell me, tell me. Well-pickled turtleneck. So that's going to be a craftable item using the turtle neck meat, which I have and picked up some. Spell-proof pickled liver. So pickled is the thing in the DLC, because there's versions of this in the base game that honey-proof dried liver, lightning-proof dried liver. So pickled is the version here. In which case, I'm not going to buy any, because, I mean, even though I have plenty of runes, I can just craft these when it comes time to it, if I have need of it. I have so many runes, though. You know what? What do I care? Just spend them. Rune Arcs is folly for me to bother buying. The other things maybe I'll buy. Really does me no consequence to spend these superfluous runes. Might as well have a few of these things at hand.
I like finding things. For you, Lady Leda, her allies,
Leda.
and the Forager brood. Things bring joy to all.
The Forager brood, like that pest type creature that I saw.
I like finding for you things. Goodbye.
So underneath this armor, are you some kind of a insectoid? Is that why you speak weird? Don't know. Now you seem humanoid. I don't know what your deal is. But he's not of the merchant class. The merchants in the lands between, the wandering ones around the world, had their own ethnic background. So it doesn't appear that they're present in this world. Alright, let's see what boss I have to fight on the stairs. Because there's always a boss on the stairs. Ooh, a bloodstain. Well, you're swinging at something. Here we go. You too. Alright, so it's going to be here. Oh, this couldn't be more a boss fight area if they tried. There you go. I don't know. It seems like I'm so over-leveled that that's not fun. That should have been harder. Like one combo and he goes down. I didn't even really get a chance to see his full move set. What are my options, though? Hey, it's March Marcherson. And I can see the Twitch chat on my screen. Actually, it's really nicely positioned, too. It's not coming across on the video stream. Just putting it on my monitor so I can see it without turning my head. But at some point, I can add the Twitch chat to my stream so that it's part of it and everyone can see it. Did you see the spider thing I just fought? Oh wow, yeah, you missed it by 2 seconds. That's the only reason I asked. It was just because your message came like just as I finished fighting that spider not boss, but I think it was supposed to be a tougher enemy than it was for me because I'm probably over leveled. All right, I want to go in there, but I feel like I should explore more out here. You know what? I'm just gonna go in. I'm gonna see whatever that dude is. And then I'll come back out. No need to be scared, you know what I'm saying? Fear is the path to the dark side. That's what they say in this game. And only this game. There's spider things in here. Look at them. They're hanging. They're hanging from the ceiling. Oh no. Lots of them. Oh no, something spotted me. Oh no, lots of things spotted me. Mark, 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 mark. Come out here so I don't have to go in there. I don't want to go in there. Kind of Diablo 3 style, hack and slash. Probably just because I have too many levels. Alright, you're running away, which leads me to believe you're luring me into some other trap. Okay, so far so good. Okay, so this is the first time I've seen this, like, remains or statue with a head on. Assuming it's the same type of guy. They're called horn scent. And they're talked about, and I don't quite know what they are yet. But they got these horns. So that's something. Yeah, so it's definitely the same thing because this same item is found on the other corpses. Horn scent, not Coruscant. They sound totally different. Ooh, a Shadow Realm rune. Oh god, Mark! I heard noises. Oh, there they are. See, there's a lot of these spider things, so, like, it makes sense that they're not perhaps the most, you know, challenging enemy as far as, like, how much health they have, but if they swarm you, you know, they can catch you off guard and kill you. But I probably have, yeah, too many levels to really have a threat from them. Which kind of lowers the stakes, which makes it a little less fun. Type when I shift. I mean, I didn't say everything. I was just acknowledging that I read it because I had to turn my head to my laptop. If you want, I can go back and read everything. But let's read the item description here. So, golden remnants of the grace bestowed upon those who fell in the realm of shadow. Used to gain 7,500 runes. The shadow tree is the shadow of the Erd tree. No wonder grace shines ever so brilliantly. So that's the same description as the other Shadow Realm rune items. So the shadow tree is the shadow of the Erd tree. That's got to mean something. So in these things are statues of the horn guys, because that dude's got horns on his head for sure. And in fact, the columns that are spirals may be modeled after, like, the horns that come out of their heads. So these horn set were an important part of this world. And I think I met a horn scent NPC who told me that Marika turned on the horn set. So I guess they were a big part of this world, and for whatever reason, Marika turned on them, and that was a cause of a lot of suffering and stuff. Something like that. Not those kinds of spirals. Alright, so here's a... Oh. It's a scorpion dingus. Hello, scorpion dingus. You know what I'm going to do with this? I'm going to throw a fire pot at the scorpion dingus. That was awesome. And I agree. Literal spirals are also awesome. I mean, there's another spiral on this brass object here too. It's definitely a motif in the design of this world. And I'm loving the DLC in general, but they definitely put as much effort into the lore and the design of it as anything else, as like the base game. So there's a lot of the spiral motif. There's giant columns across the map, like that are ruins, that also have, like, they look like Greek columns, but they got spirals, which is a nice design because it resembles things that you recognize from the real universe, but warped a little bit, like this. Like this looks like one of those icon gates were in churches, or in Catholic churches where they got the statues in series like this, and it's got the neoclassical architectural look with the columns with the column heads, but the columns are spiral. All right, I guess I'll continue up. Be wary of right. Yeah? Is that just like nothing? So that's what I'm being wary of. Goodbye, horrible giant spider thing. I can make another one of those hefty pots, I think. There we go. Maybe I'll use that to throw at one of those guys. So in addition to the statue of the horn guys, the horn scent, there's also this tree. Maybe that's the shadow tree, but it's an intertwined spirally tree. So another spiral design element. And if the shadow tree is the shadow of the Erd tree, maybe like the spiral is supposed to be like the shadow tree and the Erd tree together. So maybe like they're supposed to be one thing and they got split, and that's a problem. Could be. So I've been getting a lot of these black firefly materials, and I love that name, Firefly. Well, if it isn't a boss area, maybe not. There's just regular enemies out there. Didn't expect up. Wow, this is like a whole city that I'm entering. This looks really cool. Oh, and we've got new statues. We've got horned lions. Sweet. I bet you I'm going to fight a real-life version of the statue. Not like this statue. Belurat Tower Settlement. Belurat. Kind of has like a biblical-sounding name. What's up, Shadow guys? So my theory is that these guys were hornless, and now they're shadow versions of hornless. Not hornless, horn scent. Maybe that's wrong. I feel bad killing them because they're not doing anything. Yeah, so see, those are more spiral columns. Look at the lighting. Okay, so this isn't lighting. This is a shadowy, like, curtain enveloping this area. Wow. What is that about? What's the deal with the shadowy curtain? Alright, so I used the revered spirit. Oh, look at that guy just hanging out there. I used the revered spirit ash blessing to increase the strength of my summons or something. I'm not really quite sure. Yes, another summoning pool. So if I sign up for the summoning pool, I can do co-op of this dungeon before I go through it in my solo play. Which I'm taking a liking to. It's just like, you know, anything goes. Just play the game. It's not everything has to go with a sense of purity. Running attack required. Why? Is there something else in here? Probably. Neutralizing boluses. So the scorpion definitely spit poison. I saw that attack right before I killed him. I think those guys did live here. Like, I think all these shadowy guys, which are like one-hit enemies, and most of them don't attack you like they did. Most of them just like sit there. I think they were once, like, the inhabitants of this world, and have, like, now passed into shadow for some reason. Alright, I'm going to sign up for co-op, which means I'm going to get summoned for co-op here, and just run with it. Alright, so this is a shortcut door. I can't open it just yet. What about you? You're another shortcut door. So I'll open you later. So this is the only path to get in. And as fun as that is, I still didn't really explore this stuff out here. Did I? So I came in underneath. Yeah, maybe I covered it, because then I'll have opportunity to go back there some other time. Whatever I missed was not a huge area. Be wary of right. Wow, look at that vista. Yeah, this gives me like Castletown type vibes, the narrow corridors, the terraced look to the buildings. That's really awesome. Alright, so you're a shadow warrior with like that weapon. You can take more of a punch, too. Again, that would be a harder fight if I was appropriately leveled. Alright, this water does not look safe to drink. It looks like it has been stagnant here for quite a long time. In fact, it might not even be water anymore. So yeah, most of these shadow guys do this. They just sit there in like whatever position they were in. And you kind of feel bad killing them because they're not bothering anyone. I guess you can aggro them if you get too close. Nice surprise. Oh, there's a lot of pleading and self-flagellating. There's an enemy that would be awesome to show you, but I'll find his item description. He drops or you get the weapon that enemy carries, and it's kind of perverse. So, circular backhand blade with wave-like cutting edges sharpened into points that incite blood loss. Long ago, this was employed by the ascetics who drove to become tutelary deities as a ritualistic object in their self-flagellating dances. And when you see the enemy, you can tell that that's what they're doing, because they do all sorts of these weird, like, spinning, dance-like movements. It's pretty cool. So, this dead end is, I think, a little bit of a reminder that dungeons have surprises. There's an item to lure you over there with an ambush waiting for you. Like a minor ambush, but an ambush nonetheless. To kind of remind you that you can't let down your guard in Souls games. Well, I can, because I'm over-leveled. But, like, generally speaking. Ooh, there's an item up there. I'll have to try and get onto these rooftops at some point. Like, they're not bothering anybody. They're just praying around an item. I can't get over the look of this place. They've got another design pattern that they use where some of these ruins have, like, fabric covering them. This has decayed less than some of the other ruins I've seen. You can still see the colors of it, which is purple and gold. They're, like, very imperial colors. I'm sorry, you're just praying. And I'm mean. Souls games have established canonically that the player character is not a force for good in the world. So, Yeah, something. Uh-oh. See, the thing about being appropriately leveled is like that sense of fear and like trepidation. Like I'm being very cautious with my movements. I'm not just plowing ahead at full steam, mostly because I just like inspecting the world. But my first playthrough of Elden Ring, I was kind of terrified to make any movements because if anything hit me, I was dead. And I think that's the kind of fear they would want you to have exploring in this world. But I'm just too over-leveled that if, you know, if things hit me, I can take a bunch of punches before I have to worry about it. So these sewers resemble some Elden Ring sewers, as well as like Dark Souls 1 and stuff. Ooh, Mesmer Fire Grease. That's a new item. So, Mesmer, I've encountered like one or two things that have mentioned Mesmer. He seems to be the antagonist of this world. At least that's what like the lore is saying. I have a suspicion that we'll find out that it's more complicated than that. But it seems like Mesmer was the person that brought down this world, like tore it away from Mikola, and I think was a sibling of Mikola, another one of Marika's children that we didn't hear about in the base game. Solidified knot grease made from a mixture of incendiary materials, craftable item, coats armament, adding heavy fire damage to attacks. The effect lasts only for a short time. Fire was a symbol of the Crusade, and even Mesmer's rank-and-file soldiers would wield it. Alright, and then I got descriptions for the items that I bought from the merchant. I don't feel like reading all these. Nothing too interesting, though. But I forgot to read the note that I got, so let's read that. Should you chance upon a sealed spirit spring, look for stacked stones nearby. By toppling them, you may break the seal. Alright, that's good to know. I don't think I've seen any of those yet. Wait, it's locked? Wait, what? Do I really not have any path to progression? Oh, I have plenty of paths to progression. Up in the main courtyard. So I've encountered 2 locked paths right at the beginning, which I suspect are return paths for shortcuts. And then this locked path, which we'll see what that is. Maybe I'll get a key at some point. So... I'm sorry. More Mesmer Fire Grease. These types of things are also hints by the game to use these items. So I got like the poison remedy earlier. Hello there. And who are you sending that? Those guys? Those guys are chumps. Nope. They got magic. Spiral magic. More spirals. That's a cool spell. I wouldn't be surprised if I had got access to that spell at some point in the game. I don't have a magic build right now, but that can change. That can change. What? Oh. That's a weird dead end. I find it very strange that I haven't been summoned for co-op yet. Like, it was pretty active. I guess I'll just keep it on. I see him. Oh no, that was another player. I do see him though. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. I want to get a critical hit. Stop moving. Oops. Well, I shouldn't be so cavalier about it. I feel like I heard something. I think that was just my footsteps in the puddles. Alright, I'm being summoned. Where to? I selected nearby summoning effigies. So it's either going to be here at this dungeon, or perhaps at the first boss, the mausoleum boss. It's here. Looks different in the daytime. Where are you? Oh, you've made it through. Alright, so this is going to take us to the boss. So here's what I mean, where I'm gonna get to see something in a co-op game before I see it as an individual. This is definitely gonna be a boss run. So I haven't made it to this part of the dungeon yet. That shortcut is like right to the top where the boss is gonna be, and clearly I have not gotten there yet. Well, if not boss, then at least, like, later in the dungeon. But I don't mind, because it's just another way to experience the game. Here's an invader. Oh! I think he fell off. As did I. That's hilarious. I fell off. Oh, jeez. There's a guy chasing me. I want to get back to my buddies. I don't know the layout of this dungeon. I don't know where to go. Okay. Yay, Jerry got it open. Hello, hello, Bloody Finger. Oh, you're trying to get some protection from the enemy, huh? Well, if you want to take him on, I'm game. That was mean. That's a spell that's new to the DLC. I have not seen it. Well, that was fun. Everything went wrong, but it was fun. Alright, sign up for co-op again. Meanwhile, I'll make progress. Look at these guys. They're just like in their little workshop areas doing their jobs. And I come along out of nowhere and just murder them. Let's applaud this message since it does provide a nice hint that the item is there. So, silver horn tender. Yeah, I have a few of those. These trinkets were once symbolic of society's upper echelons, and they boost my item discovery if I consume them. Alright, said a grace, but I'm not going to sleep at it because I still have a reasonable number of health potions. And I don't want to get all the enemies back. Hey, there's another summoning pool here. Okay, so here's a path to get onto rooftops. Let's take it. Yeah, that was the item I saw before when I was on the ground. These are some cool rooftops. So, I think the purple and gold is not entirely by accident. There seems to be a Byzantine theme to this place. The use of a lot of classical architecture. These tiles are Mediterranean style. Byzantine Empire can kind of, not accurately, but like it has a place in popular culture as like that empire in decline. And this is like a shadow world. They could be playing with that idea of decline. is an item at the top of the waterfall, and then also over there. I'm pretty sure I'll find them when I get there. I don't need to mark them or anything. Yeah, I already killed those guys, so I don't need revenge. Really? I don't have the right? Another locked door. Why did I just get runes? Something died. Something like some enemy type. Wow, look at this. What a place. Somber smithing tone. Always handy. Okay. Now where? Do I jump off? Maybe? See, this is why I didn't rest at that site of grace. Because I knew without question that I'd be doubling back. And I didn't want to have to deal with these enemies again. Okay, so over here was the path down, which is locked. And there was nothing else, right? I think. Okay, I think there was another path from that site of grace. Why am I getting runes? Something is dying. Yeah. So that path goes to a locked door. This path continues up. Oh, this guy. Okay, so this is where I was with the co-op. You left too much of an opening, buddy. Oh, nice. Nice. Well, you were no fun. Okay, I guess I'm gonna rest at the site of grace and fight that guy again. Oop, the last two are a little longer. Nice, I got an item drop this time. I got Horned Warrior's Gauntlet, so that was a Horned Warrior. That's good times. Alright, so there's a couple ways to proceed. Oh, mesmerizing. Oh, hello there, enemy. Waiting to surprise me. You didn't think I would look around, did you? Ghost Flame Bird. Come on. Of course. Oh, there's so many paths to take. I hear noises that aren't that guy. Oh, maybe they were you. Alright, so here's the waterfall where there was an item and a guy next to it. Ah, so that's what I hear. There's these horrible things. What are you? Oh, this is awful. So they seem to be skeleton. Insect-y type creatures? They got wings, like dragonfly wings. This is horrible. Yeah, they seem to be just loving life and everything in it. So that guy fell off, probably to his doom. Hey, I can target those guys from over here. Should I hit him? Oh, good lord. Jesus Christ. Alright, so I cheesed them. Whatever that got me. I really love the design of this castle. There were some good castles in the base game, but I think this might be my favorite in terms of aesthetic. In terms of layout and enemies and challenge and all that, I'm not quite sure yet. Alright, so this is the ladder I climbed up when I was summoned into co-op. Storeroom key. Storeroom. Storeroom. So, storeroom might be that sewers? Potentially? Suppose we can see what the item description says. Oh, also let's look at the Horned Warrior gauntlets. Gauntlets of the Horned Warrior, Keepers of the Tower, made from a thick metal. That is a surprisingly sparse armor description. Alright, storeroom key. Opens the door to the storeroom on the second floor of Belurat, the tower settlement. So not the sewer door, the second floor storeroom. I think I know where it is. It was from the site of Grace across that bridge where I first went and then jumped onto the rooftops. This looks like an area from some of the castles in Elden Ring base game. Throwing dagger. Okay, so now I got both items that I was able to see from the other side. It's very weird that I haven't been summoned for another co-op. Like, I think this game was pretty active. Great, I hear a scuttling. That's what I hear. So those dragonfly things were down there. There's more, too. There's a whole bunch of them. Horrifying. Lift ahead and then grace. Good. Something heard my presence. Spiders? I think he senses me. Has aggression on me, just can't get up here. I'll go down in a second. I'll come back for you. Oh yeah. There's definitely something through that arch. Look at that. That item's sitting there saying, "Come get me." It's perfectly safe. I literally just saw another player walk through that arch and get bowled over. Bowled over. Immediately. Okay, so this is a lift. Not the one I went on with the co-op players. Oh, it is. It's the shortcut lift. Sweet. Alright, first shortcut opened. Do I want to rest? How many healing flasks do I got? 6? Nah, I won't rest yet. Ooh, I'm being summoned. Cool. Do a little co-op. It's really fun to do the co-op alongside the single player. Okay, so if you're going over here... Hey! What, you called yourself Jesus? Give me a break. Wasn't there an ambush here? I think they killed him. Oh boy. We've got an invader. Where is he? That was a good spell. He killed the host too. Alright, so I'm doing poorly against the invaders. That's 2 that have killed me. Back to back. Alright, so this streaming session has been going on for about an hour and a half, so I might start looking for a place to stop, end the stream, take a break. I might continue tonight with another stream. So maybe... Jesus Christ. Oh my god. Mommy. I got fly mold. A species of fungus known for its deathly sweet stench. Found by hunting man-flies. So those things are called man-flies. Man-flies. Cultivated using the flesh and blood of manflies, it can serve as pot innards. Cool. Manflies. Oh, they've molted. Oh, Jesus. Oh, mama. There's a bunch of them. Don't you dare. Don't do it. This is even more horrifying than the actual insect. There's a big one over here. And this guy was sitting there like praying to him. Well, this is one of the more horrifying things I've seen in a while. Man-flies. Ooh, a Michaelis thingy. The cross. Shadow tree fragment. Carved words coalesce. I abandon here my arm sinistral. So that's not the same sentence, the same quote as the previous one. This one here specifies his arm. And they did mention that Mikola left body parts behind at these crosses. So this one is his arm. I do want to go down there and get the items and clear out those dragonflies that just spit acid at me. Another double horn lion. Dried bouquet. It's a talisman. Let's take a look. I can't take this. Wow. That's a cool cauldron. It's got 4 lion figures. These only got like unicorn type horns. Very cool. Alright, so I'm going to withdraw from co-op. And I'm going to read that item description of the talisman that I found. Raises attack power when summoned spirit dies. A quaint bouquet of dried flowers offered to a small grave. The sorrow that flows from the untimely demise of a loved one is a tenderness shared by all, regardless of birthplace. It's pretty sweet. I'm not going to equip it. I don't really seem like it'd be that useful, unless it raises attack power by a lot. Maybe you can have multiple spirits in the DLC. I don't know. But I want to continue exploring this, but I think an hour and a half-ish is a good amount of time for the stream to last. So I will just exit here and then resume from right here. Oops.